like the topic, I don't even know, bro. I'm gonna wait for y'all to come back in though. I don't know why this always happening, man. I remember they cut off my live stream like 3 times in like one live stream. It's all good though. I'm gonna wait a few minutes for y'all to come back in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that happened. I don't know. It's good though. I'm gonna start in a few seconds. I wish the weather was better. If it was, I would have went to the park. But it's supposed to rain today. All right, I'm gonna start. They could watch this one, you know, when they catch it on the replay. Then 15 years later, when taxes are raised, the mind says, I knew it. I think I must have been right all along. See what they did? This means that politicians cannot be trusted. When in fact, the politicians are merely the manifestation that fulfills the prophecy. Yes, it's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that's a great point. I love psychology and stuff. Like I actually majored in it in school. So it's like this is all like all judgment or everyone's problems with judgment. It comes from a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's very interesting. I didn't think of it that way. So you were imparted this piece of judgment or this self-fulfilling prophecy, and you are holding on to it this whole time, and you're not trying to let it go. You're trying to see it worked out, right? And again, that's like what I said before. Men aren't responsible. Now you're constantly looking for it rather than just judging people innocently as an individual, right? And just letting things go. You know, yes, it's good to be wise and not to open yourself to everyone, but that also doesn't mean that you start to judge everyone in the same way that things happened before, right? A lot of people, they get caught up in that, and it's a sad thing. You know, I've met some people and they just could not get out of that. They couldn't get out of that mindset. It's sad. In this way, I want to invite you to look at your life. How are the events that are occurring? The quality of life you are living. How could they possibly be reflecting a self-fulfilling prophecy? Oh, she said it. Or how, in other words, could it be merely the fulfillment of the karma of how you are using the mind? Usually, in the secondary form, the way karma shows up, the beliefs or thoughts are very, very old, deep in what you call your unconscious. In fact, as you go back in time and look at your life acts, what must I have believed previously for this effect to be showing up? That is interesting. So anything that's negative that happens to you, it usually is because of something that you said or did or thought. That is so interesting, man. That's really, really interesting. Let's continue. For instance, if it is regarding money, if you have no money, look well at what you have believed about money in the past. Especially look to see what were the beliefs about money that my parents held. For indeed, as we have touched on before, each soul drops, in a sense, into this world through the context of its parents. There is a context of perception, belief, and attitude that you begin to be colored because you are accepting that coloration into the field of your own energy as a means of making contact with this world and emerging into it. Yes, the reality is that a lot of our parents, they really did drop the ball with how they attempted to teach us. You know, they imparted upon us their own self-fulfilling prophecies that they learned from this world or their parents, and they weren't good. You know, they were pretty bad, you know, but you know, they did it because that's all they know. So we really just have to break the cycle. We have to unlearn what they knew. We have to be like a quote unquote child again. And we that's just what we have to do. So, but anyway, this example about money, again, it's not the best example because money is like a double-edged sword. Like it could be used for good or evil, but usually people with money aren't really good people. It's not always the case, but it's usually the case. That's why it's not that good of an example, honestly. So I don't know, bro. But anyway, if, for instance, the parents believe that spirituality and material wealth cannot go together, and therefore to be spiritual means to do without materially, then look at how your life has evolved. Do you find a block in receiving money for being of service to others, but no block in receiving money for doing something you dislike? That's interesting because you don't have a block. Like you, okay, so what some over righteous people usually say and do, and I was caught up into this at one point, is that, you know, you can't make money at all if you're righteous, right? Like, for example, this stuff that I'm doing with the tribe, if this was me like a few years ago, I would be like, oh, no, that's carnal. Like, oh, we don't need to claim anything. We're in captivity. Like, we just need to be poor and meek paupers until, the Prince of Peace scoops us up out of our, garbage cans. Like, I don't know, bro. But that's how it was. But now I'm like, hell nah, we about to save our people. And we're going to get everything that we deserve. Why not? The Most High wants me to get it. He was never stopping me from getting anything. It's not him that's stopping me from making money or owning land or doing whatever I want to do. It's not him that's doing it. That's always the enemy and his empire that's doing it. Because this is his world. This is the world of the wicked. But it's just, bro, our perception changes everything. Our perception of this captivity, that will change everything. If you don't see it as, the Most High is keeping us hostage here until we fulfill our punishment, until we can come out of timeout. That's not what this is, bro. That's not what this is. He didn't necessarily really even do anything. We did it from all of the wickedness that we were culminating, and he just took off our protection. He did not scatter us throughout the four corners. The wicked did. He just let them do it, but he didn't tell them to do it. He just let them do it. That's how wicked they are, because they just did what they wanted to do. They wanted to destroy us. They wanted to kidnap us and, rape and pillage. They wanted to do that. He was stopping them from doing that the whole time. And our wickedness broke our protection. It's that simple. Right? So he was not banishing us until a certain time period. That's not really how it goes. A certain time period had to be fulfilled because wickedness had to come to its fullness. Once wickedness came to its fullness, then that would give him the ability to rescue us. But he did not make this captivity. He did not force this upon us. We did it on ourselves because that was the energy that we put out. And that's kind of how it works. So I'm not seeing the Most High as my adversary. I'm seeing him as my companion in doing what I'm doing with everything that I do in my whole life. Especially with what I'm doing or what we're doing with the tribe and how we're making our own government and relieving this government. We're going to get our own land. We're going to get everything that we want. Everyone can have their own piece of land. They're not going to be on my land. You're going to be on your own land. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be underneath this Babylonian system. This is him helping me do this. He's not getting in my way. So, but again, this wouldn't be me a few years ago. A few years ago, I'm saying, oh, nah, we don't got to, like, we shouldn't be doing this. This isn't biblical or whatever the hell. Like, no, that's not what this is, bro. Oh, my bad. I've missed a lot of comments. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, what's up, bro? I used to think that until recently, but that's just me and my situation still learning. I see the Most High glory more when we don't wait for a prince to pick us up. Yes, exactly. Because he never said that. He never told us to wait for that. Right? We're waiting for him to come because we need him to come. But we never said we had to wait for him. Like, that's Christianity, bro. Christianity teaches us, oh, we got to wait and keep our mouth shut. Like, We, like, I'm not saying we have to rebel against them, because we're not supposed to do that. But we can do our own thing, pretty much. Like, we had the ability to do it this whole time, right? But, we weren't righteous enough to do it. And these days, in these last days, the righteous are becoming more righteous and the wicked are becoming more wicked. And only the righteous people can be on one accord and agree with one another. Only the righteous can do that. So that's why this is happening how it is today. Because we're just more righteous today. We truly are. That's the only reason why this is happening. What's up? What is this all about? What is it all about? Man, this is about spreading love, man. This is about sharing. Oh, damn, she loud. This is about sharing the greatness of the Great Spirit. That's what this is about. And we're just going over, how letting things go, not holding on to unnecessary emotions will affect us in our everyday life. That's what we're going over. I saw this on the sealed portion New Testament. He said that we will demand from those in power. Oh, wow. See that? Yeah, we will. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. When I get the ball rolling, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I really want to help us, get out of here. Chapter 88. All right, I'm going to write that down. 1 second. Yeah, I can't whistle. Let me see if I can skip down. But yeah, like, there's been many times where I said, yeah, I want to do something, but, the Most High said that I can't do that. And listen, if my spirit really wants to do something, and I'm aligned properly, then it usually is not a bad thing. And I've noticed that. Like, it's not something out of lust. It's not something that, if it's, all right, let me say this properly. How we're supposed to think. Because this was another lesson again. Like, I have a lot of catching up to do. I missed a lot of weeks with you guys. But how we're supposed to think, everything that we think, we have to think, how does this present thought affect eternity? That is how the Most High identifies us as his children, is when we think, how does this present thought affect the rest of eternity? When we think like that, that is when we're thinking like the Most High, because that's how he thinks. We have been the power we needed. It's a beautiful thing to see us awake and the truth prevailing. It is, bro. It's a beautiful thing, man. Because I feel like I'm just seeing all this power and I'm like, wow, I could have did this the whole time. But I'm not judging myself. I'm not saying, well, damn, why didn't I do this years ago? Some of those thoughts creeped in my head before. I'm like, damn, why couldn't I did this before? But I was like, you know what? That's foolishness. I did this when I was supposed to do it. And that's the sheer truth, bro. That's the truth. All right, let's continue. Let's get down. Karma does not exist in unconditional love. In unconditional loving, karma does not exist. The example that I've given you is just a rudimentary phase of unconditional loving. In its mature state, in its spiritual state, unconditional loving means that the mind has awakened and see that nothing that occurs in life can cause it to contain or withdraw its love. So no matter what, like, bro, someone could do something heinous to me. They can chop off all my limbs and torture me. But that wouldn't stop me from saying, you know what? You weren't made to do this. You're choosing to do this. Right? I really dislike them. Right? I'm just like, oh man, like you are a piece of you know what, bro. You're disgusting. You sicken me. But hey, you weren't supposed to do this. If I think that this person was created to do evil, that's where I'm kind of messing up at. Because again, the Most High does not hate his creations. I forgot where it says that in the Bible. You guys know where it is. You could pull it up, or you could put it in the chat if you know it. He doesn't hate his creations, and this chapter is actually going to explain that we shouldn't hate our creations. The same way he doesn't hate his creations, whether they're good or bad, we shouldn't, right? The word for hate, when he says, I hate Esau, that's really like he doesn't favor him. He doesn't like him, right? But he doesn't literally hate the creation of Esau. No, Esau could have chosen to be good if he chose to be good, but he didn't choose to be good, so he's evil. But he wasn't made to be bad, right? It wasn't. I know it says I have a cup for honor and dishonor, but that doesn't mean that he created a cup for honor and dishonor. You know, people confuse that. So yeah, he doesn't hate any of his creations, and we shouldn't hate any of our creations. And because of that, we should never hate anything or anyone. There's no reason to do that. We should be like, you know what? All right, you chose to do that, right? And you're gonna pay for this. And I feel bad. Like, I honestly feel bad when people do evil things to me. I feel bad now, because I'm like, damn, you about to face the wrath, bro. And it's not my wrath you're gonna face. You're gonna face your own wrath because you put that on you, because you put it on me. But I'm not about to face part of your wrath by wishing more wrath on you. Because if I want more wrath to come on you, okay, it might, but someone's gonna come back on me. And I'm like, nah, I don't want anything to come back on me. I just got tortured by you. Why am I gonna get even more tortured by holding on to this? I'm gonna just let it go, and I'm gonna be one with the Most High. I'm gonna forget all this, and you could be down here and doing whatever you're doing. That's why the natives used to say, or what they said at Ghost Knee, where that dude was like, do not weep for the children that they killed. They're happy right now. Don't weep for them. They're good. You know, that's what it means to forgive, bro. You just let it go, bro. Just leave it alone. That's right. We were given the choice to choose our own character. Indeed. Indeed. You can choose to be good or bad. All these different nations, they chose to do it. Moab and Edom chose to act that way at the Exodus. The Most High did not make them do it. You think the Most High put it on their heart, hey, go mess with the children of Israel? No, he didn't do that. They chose to do that. They chose to do all of that. So that's why the scripture says what it says. It's all about perception. Let's continue. It's getting cold. Like, damn. I wish I was in warmer weather, man. I do not really like the cold, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Karma then cannot be said to exist because that mind is no longer experiencing effects coming back at it. It has transcended the world of cause and effect, and regardless of what arises, it merely loves. Which prophet got tortured and then he was saying, you know, to the Most High to forgive them? I forgot which one that was. If you guys can remember, please let me know. But he was getting tortured by the children of Israel, and he was just like, you know, forgive them, right? The Messiah did the same thing, but it was someone else. It was another prophet of the Israelites. I forgot. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have to be like. It's just like, we have to imagine that we're up in the sky, viewing ourselves from below. When we're going through trials and certain things, we're right beside, you know, the Messiah. And we're saying, damn, like, what is he going to do? What is he going to do next? And you're really talking about yourself. You know? You have to be detached from this place of cause and effect. You can only see them for what they actually are, which are spirits that choose to go good or bad. And you have to grieve with the Father because he's grieving over his children who choose to go in that wicked direction. Because now he has to, you know, bring justice. He has to protect his good ones from the ones who've decided to go their way. He has to protect them now. And he's grieving over that because that's like you raising a child and they turn out evil, bro. And you have to be the one to kill it. You think that's a great thing? He hates doing that, right? I'm sure he hates doing that, but he has to do it. Because if he loves all of his children, then he has to protect some of his children. And that's just the reality of it. But we have to really get into that mindset of, I don't hate any of my fellow beings. I don't hate them. I could dislike them. I can say, you know what? You're inferior. But do not hate them. because hate, you're gonna hold on to whatever they did or are doing currently, and you don't need to do that. You're above that. We're all above that. Let's continue. Oh, where was I? And who can be imprisoned who simply loves? Who can be imprisoned who simply loves? No one can be. You can be picked on, you could be bothered. But if you're always trying to see the best out of every situation, no one can make you their enemy. They can't hold on to anything. Let me give you an example. When Lamech stole Ada, and how she responded after she was stolen and raped and forced to be his other wife, she never responded to him in a negative way. She was only ever kind to him, even after she was kidnapped and forced into his cave. This big, hairy Neanderthal caveman comes and forces himself upon you and holds you hostage for years, and you never say one bad thing to him. And because of that, when he was pretty much like going to kill her, he couldn't bear himself to do it, as wicked as he was. Even as wicked as he was, he couldn't even do it. Because that's the power of love. Shalom, shalom, Ak and family. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Israel United Nations, Yuchi Kuso Muskogee tribe in the house. This is honestly for me. All praise to the Most High. It's for me too. Just because I'm reading it don't mean it's not for me too. Because I didn't even read most of this chapter. I was like, oh, this looks like a good topic. And listen, this is definitely for me because I come from a very judgmental background. Like, I come from a partially West Indian background. We are very judgmental in the Caribbean. Very judgmental people. We don't know how to let things go, right? Hold on to things too damn long. So this is for me because whether I know it or not, I can still be paying for the mistakes of my parents and whatever my folks have taught me. You know, whatever foolishness they taught me, I have to unlearn. So this is for me too. You know, I think I'm pretty good at it though now, but me too. Yeah, it's for all of us, you know. So there is a transcendence of karma through unconditional love. And unconditional love is always the fruit of the decision to love oneself. Not because it's a duty to do so, not because it will make your husband love you more. You love yourself because you finally recognize that you might as well. That's all. You love yourself because your creator loved you enough to create the self. That's a great point. You don't even have to do it for some miraculous reason as, okay, you know, God is love, so you should love. Like, it's much more simple than that. It's just like, well, like, what else are you going to do? It's much more matter of fact. Like, you can come up with a bunch of reasons why you should, but you don't even need to. It's much more simple. It's just like, well, what else am I going to do? I'm just wasting all this energy. I'm wasting all this energy, you know, holding myself up to standards that I don't really even have to, right? Listen, man, if your child, if a little baby does something, like, let's say they try to pour themselves some cereal and they spill milk everywhere. Now, a parent that's not mentally ill is going to be like, oh, okay, that's okay. Even though they got to do a lot of work to clean it up, they're just like, oh, that's okay, right? That's how the Most High views you. That's how he views you, whether you know it or not. Yes, he views you that way. And while you're thinking, oh, shit, I spilled all this milk everywhere, Most High is just like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just milk, right? You don't have to do that to yourself, man. You don't. Which island are you from? My grandfather's from St. Vincent. And my grandmother, she's from Grenada, but she's from Venezuela. My pops is super judgmental. Yeah, my dad is the king of judgmental. But I feel for him, man. Like, again, when I look at my grandmother, I'm like, damn. Like, I'm surprised you didn't turn out worse. And that's just the reality, you know? You just have to forgive. You have to forgive them because they're only judgmental because they were taught by someone judgmental. We always have to remember that. When people are evil, it's because they were taught evil. Familiar spirits. What about them? I don't know what that is, honestly. I've heard of the concept, but I don't know what they are. I never looked into familiar spirits. I find myself oftentimes being the bigger person, even if the other is wrong. And yet, and sometimes you don't even have to you don't have to say anything. You could just be neutral. Because honestly, one thing that I learned, I'm gonna just share this because it's just something I've experienced. It's better not to say something and than to enable people. Like, don't ever say something is good when it's bad. Like, if you don't want to argue, just don't say anything. And if they're trying to press you for an answer, stand your ground. But just don't say anything negative. It's either you stay neutral or you stay positive. If people bring you negativity, you stay neutral. If people bring you positivity, then you bring positivity back. And that's just my rule of thumb. So that's just what I do. Generational. Shalom, everyone. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Shalom, beloved brother and family. Thank you for stopping by, sister. Peace be with you guys. I appreciate y'all. I think you're definitely gonna benefit from this chapter. Again, we're in chapter, or I guess lesson 29. I don't know if you guys can see that. And this is the way of mastery. There truly are no effects that are occurring as the result of a source of power outside of you. Wow, do you guys see that? This is some fire. Let me read this again. There truly are no effects that are occurring as a result of a source of power outside of you. In other words, nothing is being done to you. Nothing. Nothing is being done to you. Right? You have to really think of it that way. Like, you're not a victim in any way. You might think, well, what the hell, that person, they went out their way to do that. Yeah, that person is doing to themselves, and you can now decide to do to yourself by not reacting to them doing something to themselves. I know it sounds really weird, but we have to think of it on a spiritual level. Everything is not physical. Okay, they yelled at you. Yeah, they yelled at you in the physical, but in the spiritual, what did they just do? They just put a curse on themselves. That's all they did. And in the spiritual, what are you going to do by yelling back at them? You're going to put a curse on yourself. Think of it like it's two people. You see me and this person. And this person is yelling and I'm right here. Now I have a choice. Now, instead of you seeing two dudes, you're actually seeing two orbs of light. I don't know, two white orbs. And all this orb is doing by yelling is getting darker. Now, what am I going to do as this white orb? I'm not about to get dark with this Negro. I'm just going to walk away, or I'm not going to say anything. And I'm like, whatever, bro. And honestly, what he's really doing, or what I should probably think so that I keep a clear head is like, damn, why are you doing that to yourself? Right? Yes, I find myself saying more and more that we can agree to disagree. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Because, and that's a great term to use because it lets the other person know that you don't agree, but you're also not going to argue with them. You know, I can't say that to certain people because that makes them argue more. So I'm just like, so I just don't say anything. So I don't know. As long as you're staying neutral, I guess. Brother, you are working very hard on the plantation. I have not seen you in a while. Hell yeah, I have been. I really have been, you know. But I'm slowly coming back. I got a video that I'm dropping tonight. Man, I don't know what it's gonna, I don't really care. It's all about the truth, but I don't know how people are gonna react to it though. Yeah, because I'm working two jobs. And I'm also like helping with Atali and the tribe and their government and stuff like that. But I love it all because I'm seeing the end goal. Hey, what's going on? Shabbat Shalom, beloved family, all praise to the Most High. No need to add to the fire? Yeah, you don't. Because again. And it's not even me adding to the fire. I'm adding to my own fire. I'm just darkening myself. If someone yells at you, think of it as them just picking up a pile of doo-doo and slamming it in their face. Now, am I going to do the same thing to me? Am I going to pick up that same pile and do it to me, to myself? No, that doesn't make sense. I'm just like, ew, and I'm going to walk away. Just don't want to be a person trying to bring their low level energy in my personal space. Just letting me and you, just letting me, you want, whoa. All right, you're going to have to try again with that one, bro. Just letting me, you want to do something to me. Oh, just letting me know you want to do something to me. Yeah, I feel that. Don't react to it, man. Don't react to it. Just be neutral. You don't have to say positive things. You don't have to say, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you." Like you don't be like, "Listen, I ain't praying for you." But you just be like, whatever. Leave them alone. But don't curse them, because that's cursing yourself. Anyway, let me see. You are free in each and every moment through the power of love to free yourself of what looks like the effects of the world. In truth, you are never at the effect of anything but the illusions of thought and belief that you have learned to project onto the world. Many of you feel somewhat fearful of telling your friends and neighbors that you read or listen to tapes in which a human being is being channeled, is channeling the guidance of Jesus or Yeshua. That very fear that you feel, that constriction, is karmatic. And that's how I felt when I was like, at the end of my stay with my own father. Like, I couldn't tell him that I was reading a lot of these books because I knew that he would start thinking that I'm some sort of heretic. I was like, the amount of stuff that he would talk about the book of Jasher and Jubilees and all those other books. I'm not saying those books are 100% true, but the fact that I would even read them is just like I'm the damn Antichrist. And I'll be afraid to do it, but, let me see. Wow, slow down. The Most High took me off my job because I was putting the slave masters before him. Oh man, well, I don't know. I'm just in a situation where I don't know. I don't want to work, but right now I'm doing it so that like I can allow my little sister to go and that's not even. I'm a pray about it though. I understand you. I hear you out though. I hear you. We are the light for a reason. Yeah, we are. And we have to be like that. Listen, we're never going to be able to we have to stop expecting light from darkness. People who are dark, we have to stop expecting light from them. We have to be very confident in who we are. If we think we know what we're talking about, then we need to act like it. If someone responds in a negative way, you don't have to respond back to their negativity to make them feel good about themselves. You just say nothing, pretty much. You have to be a good example. The Most High does not respond when people bring that BS to him. He just lets people think what they want to think, and he focuses on the righteous. And that's exactly what we need to do. So, wow, was he that for real? He was like that, sadly. But it's okay though. I'm sure he'll come around. Let me see. Somewhere a long time ago, you decide that following your own pathway must stay concealed isn't worth very much, that no one or nobody will agree, and that their opinions decide your worth. I would ask you this question. Could there be any fear in simply sharing with your friends that you study lessons channeled by quote-unquote Jesus of Nazareth? Could there be fear of sharing that if there was no prior belief that the opinions of others would have the power to decide whether you were good or bad, worthy or unworthy? If that was not in place, there could not be the fear. Okay, so pretty much what this is saying is that, like, we just because, like, all right, so as I said, my dad, he would be very judgmental if I were to start going out and reading other books and stuff like that. Let me get up for a second because my back is starting to hurt. And if I started to react in a way where I didn't want to share anything with other people because I was afraid of how they would act, then that's pretty much me projecting. I just wanted to show you the sun. It's real beautiful. You see that? That's so nice. Yes, I understand you, brother. Pray on it. Out of darkness brings light. He always makes a way for us. Love you, brother. Thank you, sister. You're very sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely pray about it. I don't like the working the two jobs, but right now, I don't know. Maybe I feel like I have to when I really don't. I don't know. Brother, Yahshua the Unifier, what book are you reading from today? Oh, Way of Mastery. I haven't brought it out in a while, I know. It's been a bit. Okay. So let's continue. So yeah, we don't need to feel fear of anything that we're doing, because when we feel fear from something or fear of judgment, then that's going to stop us from wanting to pick up certain books, because all right, so if you think, so I'm trying to think of an example, man. I don't mean to stutter like this. If I cared that much about what people thought, I would never have gotten this book. I would have judged this book the same way they judge it. It's like, oh, what? Like, who wrote that? Oh, that was written by a white woman. Oh, I'm not reading that. like if I really gave a crap about what other people thought, then I would have never picked up this book. When in reality, this book is very, very helpful. That's just the reality. So if I let go of those judgments, then I will be able to start to search and look and grow. I'm not going to let anyone else's stagnation affect me. And it shouldn't affect you guys. To hell with what people think. You know, no righteous person is going to want to impede you. And that's what I'm going to speak about next week, is the unpardonable sin. No righteous person is going to want to impede you from doing something. They will tell you, hey, like, I don't think you should be doing that, but, you know, ultimately do what you want to do. But they're not going to force you to do something. They're just going to, you know, put it out there and just state their opinion, or what they really do, if they're really on that level, they'll simply just pray for you. They won't even tell you anything. They'll pray for you and ask the Most High to give you the guidance, and then trust in the Father, trust in His Holy Spirit. And if you listen to that Holy Spirit, then you're a humble person, and you'll repent and you'll get better. You won't even have to be told anything if they're really on that level. But sometimes you do physically have to tell people things, because sometimes, like, they don't believe it, you know, or sometimes you don't. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, whoa, that's true. We have to renew our mind to elevate spiritually. We do. We have to be like children again. We truly do. And that has such a multi-layered meaning. Be like children again. That's such a multi-layered meaning. Continuing. So, somewhere you have believed that there is a world outside of you whose opinions matter. Where then in your life do you limit your expression of joy and your fun of simply being alive because you are concerned about the approval of others? Yeah, that, like, I was in that situation. Like, I used to always, like, be real, like, I don't know, like, I was real, like, entertainer-ish, like, real free-spirited, real joyful. But I felt like there was, like, an air of, like, of judgment. And I can't remember where it came from. Probably came from my father. But I've seen it, like, my whole life. And I kind of shut myself off for a long time. And I want to, like, express myself and how I wanted to express myself. But that was all because I cared about what someone said a long time ago, and I didn't even realize it. I thought I was so cool. I didn't care what no one thought, and that's not the case, because that was actually holding me back the whole time. So yeah, that everyone, we all go through it, man. Um, Karma is a most interesting concept, and it shows up in many, many ways. And by the way, again, it's not all about the words that this person is using. It's about the idea, because karma is supposed to be like some god among the Hindus. And if you do something, then karma is gonna get you. No, there's no such thing as karma. It's about your own choices are going to get you. But I'm not wishing your own choices to be against you. If they go against you, they go against you. If they don't, that's cool too. I don't really care. I'm just gonna be on my path. Whatever happens to you, is what happens to you. So that's just what it is, man. I don't care what happens to the wicked. Whatever happens to the wicked happens. I'm only concerned about how the righteous are gonna be saved, not how the wicked are gonna be punished. Quote. Anyway. Where are the effects I experience in my life the result of karmatically induced thought, as opposed to thoughts of unconditional self-acceptance? Beloved friends, the fact that you are experiencing yourself as a body, mind, is in many ways karmatic. That is the result of the vast expanse of mind to dare to think a tiny, mad idea and take it seriously, that I could separate myself from the love of the Heavenly Father and create an experience that convicts me, and I have succeeded in achieving separation. When we're putting all these expectations and labels on ourselves, all we're doing is slowly separating ourselves from the Most High, and we don't really realize that. It's a sad reality. It's like a loop that we put ourselves into, where we judge ourselves, right? We learn it from probably our parents. You know what? I'll give you an example. Uh, you know, so-called black people and natural hair. They'll hear a lot from the women in their lives. Oh, that natural hair or braids or something like that of the sort is ugly. Oh, she didn't even perm her hair. How could she go out and she even do anything to her hair? And now 20 years later, you're saying the same nonsense. And you don't even know why. You think they're your own thoughts, and they weren't. They were your mother's thoughts. They were your sister's thoughts. They were your auntie's thoughts. And they imparted them upon you when you were 4 years old. And then you look at your hair and like, oh, damn, I don't want to be ugly. That's where it starts from. And now you're going around judging other people, saying, oh, like, how could she not perm her hair? Until you run into that real confident person like, hell yeah, I don't perm my hair. What the hell do I look like? That's stupid. And now you are going to feel ashamed. And you're going to go down one or two paths. And it depends on your own humility. If you're humble, you're going to be like, damn, maybe I was wrong about this. Maybe something went wrong along the lines. Or an arrogant person is going to think, no, there's no way. I can't be the issue. You're just the issue. There's something wrong with you. You're confident in looking bad and looking dusty. Like, girls can be real catty, bro. So they'll say things like that, and they could go down two different directions, man. So that's just another thing. Let me see. I'll give you another example before I move on. If I see let's say so my dad, he looked at me if I wanted to, be goofy or be self-expressive and not want to be like a stern Jewish monk all the time. If I wasn't like that, then I would get looked at as, oh, I'm weird, or I'm acting like arrogant, or not arrogant, ignorant. That was a word that my pops used a lot. And, because of that, I'm just like, okay, well, I have to be all serious now. And then anyone who's acting like how I was acting before I was judged, now I'm not going to judge them, because honestly, I'm seeing something that they're doing that I wish I could do. And that's how it works. A sister might see another one who wears her hair natural and has it long and not wearing weaves and all other stuff, and she'll judge her, but in reality, she wishes she could do that, but she can't, because she's holding on to that judgment that was imparted to her at a young age, and she doesn't even realize it. This one Christian YouTuber said that we need to fix our hair to get a man. Wow. Christian YouTuber, huh? Listen, man, anyone who says that, oh, if you don't do this, you'll never get this person, like, oh, like, you can't get a man unless you're this and that and this and that. Don't ever listen to those people, because all you need to do is be your best self. Most person is a fool. I'm also saying, well, I can see why they said it, because they don't really know what they're talking about, right? That statement had got me asking questions about my identity and these curses before I got into the truth. Wow, that's sad, but hey, that's what people do. They spread their insecurities. They spread, their judgments and the things that they learned. It's a sad cycle. Sad cycle. She was saying if your hair is in a fro, it's not done. How is that? How is that not done? What do you mean? That's their opinion. What does it mean for hair to be done? Who created that concept? Who created that concept? Okay, so the ancients, they used to braid their hair in 2 pigtails. And what if today people say, oh, that's just pigtails, that's not having your hair done? Like, how stupid does that look? That's so stupid. Listen, if you want to do your hair, if you want to press your hair, that's cool. Just don't judge other people who don't. Make sure you're doing it because you want to do it, because you like to look like that. If that's how you want to look, and that's how you truly want to look, then that's cool. But I know that it's usually not the case. People usually do stuff like that because they're clinging on to something that they were taught. That's usually what it is. And it could be vice versa. You could be in a community where you might want to wear your hair straight one day, and you have all these pro-blackity blacks who are all like, nah, if you wear your hair straight, then you don't really love yourself. Yeah, my brother, you don't really love yourself, brother. Like, nah, bro. So there's a different side to it too. Do what makes you feel comfortable. It is not a sin to wear your hair in a certain way. And I'm only talking about this is because this is just a common thing. People judge people off of their hair, off of their appearance, off of how they look. And it's just like, bro, mind your business. Mind your business, bro. Mind your damn business. Can't see why society has established that by judging how smart and attractive or profitable you are, it goes into the minds of the people and leaves them in turmoil. It does. Especially all this social media culture. We have all like a certain amount of likes. If you're not having a certain amount of likes, then you're not good enough. Or if I don't have this many people watching me, then I'm not good enough. And that's how they condition you, bro. This stuff is done on purpose. Don't get me wrong. This whole society of judgment and keeping people, distracted in their own heads, like that's all Satan, bro. That's all him that's created this place. So don't get me wrong, I do understand that, but I'm just pointing it out. But yeah, it's a sad thing, bro. I used to be that way because I grew up wearing weaves and hair that wasn't mine. Then I started not caring what others thought, and it was the best thing for me. All praises to the Most High. Listen, whether you're bald, whether you're whatever, bro. I'm not saying it's okay, not that it's not okay. Let me think. It's not necessarily okay to be overweight, but it's not bad to be overweight, right? It's like, okay, like you probably should change, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. You're still a loved being, pretty much. Like you're never gonna cross that threshold where, oh, you're unloved, right? But you also do have to understand that if you look a certain way, then, people are gonna treat you a certain way. I'm not saying it's right, but that's just the place we live in. And honestly, if you have a partner, that person might not find you appealing. You have to accept all these things. So you have to truly say, well, do I want to look like this? You have to weigh out all your options, not someone else's options. Weigh out your options and say, well, how do I want to look? You can say, well, not many men are attracted to big bellies, but I don't really want a man right now. So I'm gonna have a big belly. That's 100% okay. It's cool, but you have to understand, you know, there's certain cause and effect to things. Just don't judge yourself based on it. You have to judge the action and the thing rather than yourself. You are not your hair. You are not your fat or weight or whatever. They're just things that are attached to you, and you could decide to do certain things to them, and they'll have a certain effect on, you know, how you're viewed if you care. But they cannot be you, right? They can't be you. This channel is not me. This channel is just pretty much me publicly studying. I've said that so many times, you know, but I don't, if people don't like a video, I'm not saying, oh, they don't like me. Like, no, they just don't like the video. They don't like the idea, and that's cool, right? It's that simple. Let me see. That was a demon speaking to you to capture your spirit. Wow. Yeah, and that was Sophia. Yeah, that definitely was. It was a demon trying to capture her spirit, because that's what these demons try to do. They try to get you. When you are put in a judgmental mindset, that is technically like a demon has captured your spirit, because holding your spirit hostage is making you perform in a way that you don't really want to perform in. You don't want to judge other people, but you feel like you have to. Right? That's like a mindset. And that's how it is on the spiritual realms. Like, pretty much a demon has let you into their domain, and you're sitting there and you think you have to stay there. And once you realize you have to get up, then it gets scared. It's like, wait, don't go. No, you can leave it at any time. You have that much power. I understand when I would wear my hair natural before I stopped caring what other people thought, they would say the same thing, that my hair wasn't done or that it wasn't cute. Who cares? What does that have to do with anyone else? Like, seriously. You wear your hair based on how you want to wear your hair. If you think, oh, well, you know, again, I might not attract a lot of men wearing this hair, and that's okay, then it's okay. If you feel like, well, I want to attract a man, then you might want to wear your hair in a certain way. It just is what it is. But you don't, that still doesn't make that hair you, you know? But that statement made me stop wearing weave, and now I have locks. I shouldn't have to do anything to my hair for it to be done. The white people don't do that. For real though. It's true though. We just gotta feel comfortable in our skin, man. It's all about feeling comfortable in our skin. All right. Some people, they have higher standards for themselves, or what they believe to be is higher standards for themselves. And they might want to, you know, fashion their hair every single day in a different hairstyle, like they're freaking Padme from Star Wars. I don't know. But that's what they want to do. If they feel comfortable with that, that's cool too. That's great. Right? We all are different people, man. It is said the hair is a receptacle, antenna for most to receive and send messages to us. Yes, it's true. It's very true. Like me, I'm never gonna really pretty much cut my hair again unless something really tragic happens and it makes me want to do so, but I don't plan on cutting my hair. You know, my ancestors didn't cut their hair. Most of our ancestors didn't cut their hair, meaning the natives, they wear their hair long. Until all this Egyptian, you know, hair, shape up, waves and all that other stuff, bro. We did not cut our hair, bro. I'm just keeping it real. We only started doing that from, like, we got that from the Egyptians, bro. Like, we weren't doing that stuff. I'm talking about the men, you know. But if you want to wear your hair short, then by all means, you know. I'm just letting you know what it is. I remember asking Yah, why did he give us this hair? It's so hard to maintain when life is very hard for us already. The Most High was speaking to me. Now I have locks and I love it. All praises to the Most High. And listen, everyone has a certain type of hair for a certain reason, right? Everyone's hair is different, and everyone's hair is beautiful to me, right? Doesn't mean it's the same. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean everyone's hair is the same, because I don't believe that. But it's all beautiful. It's all loved. Doesn't mean it's all the same quality. That's not true, but it's all loved. Like, so if you need a 65 to pass, No one's hair is below a 65. Some people's hair could be 100, it could be 90, it could be 80, but no one's under 65 to me. And that's how people act. They act like hair is under 65, that is a failing score. Oh, your hair is not done. Oh, this and that. Why do you care? Why do you care? It's not your hair. You know? We are our own worst enemy. Damn. You said it, bro. We are our own worst enemy. It's so true. We really are. Because when you really look at it, it's not the white man. And it's not like, bro, the white man is the least of our problems, bro. If anything, each other so-called melanated people are more of enemies than so-called white people are to other melanated people. That's just the truth. Because we're around each other the most, and we're actually those ancient nations who are fighting among each other. You know, these people weren't back then doing all that, especially what I've been studying, man. Who people think Esau is, is not Esau, bro. But even then, they're not our enemies. Ourselves, we are our own enemies. That's a very true statement. And when we master ourselves, we master everything else. And the world hides your looks, take your style, sings like you hide your history, and yet we still don't know our own worth. Melanin is worth weight in gold. Exactly. And that's just one of the things, you know. And melanin comes in all different colors. You know, people have more melanin than others, but yeah, you know, we don't know our worth. That's okay. Once we pull back, that's when they'll understand. But that's why I said they don't mean anything, bro. All these copycats and other people, they don't mean anything. If you stop letting them copy you, then they'll stop doing it. Because they know that it's not going to do anything for them. Have you heard that one world religion headquarters, Muslim Catholic interfaith, set to open next year? What the heck? What? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Muslim Catholic interfaith. Wow. That's very sad. Brother, Esau is not who we think or thought. Nope. I think we're partly right, but we're not all right about that identity. But hopefully I have time. I'll probably have to end this video soon, so that I can actually work on that video. Because I think I have a few videos I want to make on that topic. And it's getting late. It gets late now. So let me skip down. Let me see. All right. No, I think I want to start here, bro. This is what I wanted to read before. So we're going to read this last page. Karma can be transcended by translating it into something else. Karma can become the fulfillment of your purpose, your very way to extend and teach only love. For when you see that the effects called your life are the result of limited or fearful or negative thoughts or beliefs you have held about yourself and about the world, you can embrace the effects you have created and see them in a new light. In that very means, any set of conditions created as an effect of fear-based thinking now becomes the very pathway that will lead you to transcend the negative thinking and enter a domain of the use of the mind that will create effects far more enjoyable, far more expansive than you ever imagined. Do not, then, lament your life as it is, for it is absolutely perfect. Each set of conditions contains within itself everything you need to translate your life into that which expresses your love for God. Do not lament any choices that you've made. Do not do that. Because when you do that, you're pretty much just constraining yourself. You don't need to think, oh, damn, why did I make that decision? You know, why did I pick that lottery ticket number? Like, no, just be like, all right, well, it wasn't meant for me to get it. Or, you know, if like, all right, so let's say someone told you to pick a certain number, and you were just like, nah, I'm gonna pick my own number, and then it turns out their number was gonna be correct. Like, what exactly are you gonna do about that? You can either sit around and say, oh damn, I should have did this, I should have did that, or you can say, okay, well, next time, I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna try to improve. You have to make a plan for yourself, man. You can't just mope around. We can't just mope around and think about what we should or shouldn't have done. You have to let it go and be like, all right, well, that was just my decision. Let me see what I can learn from it. And let me see how I can make better decisions in the future. And go through with it. But do not regret anything, bro. Nothing needs to be regretted in your life. Nothing. It's ridiculous. You never regret anything. The Most High made Esau. He doesn't regret making Esau, even though Esau has been incredibly wicked. And it hasn't even been all of the seed line of Esau. It's been a certain sect of them. He doesn't regret making Moab or Ammon or the Amalekites. He doesn't regret that. He doesn't regret anything. He's sad with what decisions they've made, though, but he doesn't regret making them. Why? Because he made them out of love. And it is what it is. It's a great learning experience for all of us. Who is the leader at that one world religion? Paula White or Perry Stone? You got jokes. Probably Paula White. Oh my gosh. This is silly. Now this is very big, bro. Check this out. Never lament what you create. Never lament what you experience. Never judge yourself and say, oh, why did I do that? I should have done this other thing. No, appreciate what you've done. Find what can be appreciated within it. Wrap the arms of your love around it. Bring unconditional love to it. And thereby, you will find a window, a doorway, the creation of a new use of the mind that must necessarily require the universe to rearrange itself in accordance and to accommodate the new vibration. Appreciation and love and unlimitlessness requires the universe to show up in a different way. See, you could reform something. Maybe, you had a really bad relationship and people told you, oh, don't mess with her. She she for the streets. And you didn't listen to anyone. You don't say, oh, well, damn, now I'm 10 years with this woman. No, think about all of the experiences that you can gain from being with a bad person and how you can use that to spread light upon the rest of the world. Do not regret your decision. See it as, okay, well, I did this so other people don't have to go through it. Why don't you use that to warn the youth? Use that to talk about it, to heal other people who might have gone through it. You can use this energy in endless ways to help people. You don't have to use it for regret and sorrow. I guess Paula would do something I guess Paula would something to do since after storming off stage last year from the backlash responses to her false prophecies. And this is why you don't make prophecies. This is why you don't be a prophet or don't call yourself a prophet, because when you're wrong, that's when people should be able to take your life then, right? Because you claim to be speaking for the Most High. So if you're wrong, then you're saying that the Most High is wrong. That's why you don't call yourself a prophet. I keep harping on this, man. You can't do this. I'm saying it for other people's sake. I'm saying for the people who follow them, because a false prophet isn't the only one who goes down. It's the people who follow the false prophet. So, hey. Hey. But, let me see. Karma is not your prison. In other words, bringing your attention to the effects you create is a pathway to great freedom. What you did in the past to create the effects that you no longer want was not a sin or a mistake. It was merely a free choice in order to create experience. Okay, you've been there, you've done that. Now, bring love and appreciation to the very effects that you may be judging. Here's an example. Oh, why did I buy that stock? Oh man, when I was into stocks, I used to always say that. Like, oh shit, why didn't I buy that other one? But I was like, you know what? But I brought this one though. So what can I learn from this? Okay, well, all right, so next time I'm gonna do this. And this wasn't a bad thing because now I know what to do now. See, that's how we have to look at things. That's why they say everything in life is a blessing or a lesson. You feel me? And Perry Stone needs to stop calling himself a prophetic expert. I really don't understand. Like, I don't honestly think a lot of these people are like autistic or something when they come out and say that they're prophetic and they got this and that. Like, do they not think of the consequences that are gonna arise afterward? Like, what the heck? Oh man, I don't understand that. But anyway, why did I buy that stock? It was so silly. I didn't get enough information and now the company has gone bankrupt and I just lost $10,000. Let me be in appreciation of this very effect. Yes. Well, this is fantastic. I created experience for myself. I can do more of this. This is great. Oh, I just love myself so much. I can decide, oh, this is great. I learned such a valuable lesson. Next time I'll get more information. I'd like another opportunity for a great stock opportunity to make money. Yes, I'm going to be an expert at this. I can see it coming through my unconditional love. Yes, yes. That's kind of corny, bro. Oh, what's up? That squirrel just was mad close to me. Listen, everything that we do, we have to just see what can I benefit from this? What lesson can I learn? Because that's the only thing we can do. That's the only thing that we can get out of it. And no one learns anything by not failing. No one learns anything without failing. Like, I don't know if anyone thought that was the case, but that's not the case, bro. Yeah, I don't know. They got like these autistic traits. Like, okay, I do this. No disrespect. No disrespect. I'm just saying, like, they don't think about their actions. Oh, what's up, man? In fact, every time you think you failed, celebrate. Celebrate your so-called failure as though it were a success. I do this. I'm not gonna lie. I do this all the time. Anytime I used to do something and it came back to bite me, I would be like, okay, well, time to go out to eat. I used to always do that, but I'm so happy I did because it got me through a lot of dark times. You know, I'm just grateful because I feel like that's like almost like the Holy Spirit, like kind of leading me to that. Like, oh, don't even dwell on that. Like, do something nice for yourself. Like, when I do something dumb, I do something nice for myself to comfort myself, so I don't think about it and I don't dwell on it, and I'm not judging myself. That's usually what I do. And it's worked out because I've gotten over a lot of things because of that. Remember, it is up to you to decide what you will perceive. Events are just neutral. Therefore, you are free to celebrate what you call your failures. And when you celebrate them, they are your successes. Any successful person knows that they will never fail. They merely learn and become wiser. You never fail. You only become wiser. It's all about perception. It's all about perception. Become one then, who is no longer at the effect of karma, but rather become one who uses karma wisely by looking honestly at their life, learning what needs to be learned without judgment, but rather in celebration. Become ones who translates their karma into the doorway to an ever increasing awareness of the Heavenly Father's presence and perfect love, spread across the face of the earth, permeating everything you see, translating the world into the very means that can uplift you, awaken you, care for you, and heal you. And so, beloved friends, again, we ask that you consider well the theme of this lesson, so the questions that have been given to you, that you spend time with them, for you see, in the way of knowing, the mind that abides in a perfect liberated state knows that the world of effects that the mind is experiencing contains within them the very secrets to an ever increasing delight in the presence of God's love, that there is no such thing as failure. There is only ongoing success. As life evolves from good to better to best, as the mind learns to be the presence of love, freedom is love under all conditions. And with that, may peace be with you. So guys, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. Again, Fire book. And I got a lot of books to make PDFs of. I know I've been slacking. I'm going to get to it, though. I'll stay on for 1 minute in case you guys got any questions. What is it called again? I'll show you the book. It's in my library. I just added a ton of books to my library too, by the way, guys. I have more to add. The Way of Mastery. And it's also called The Way of the Heart, The Way of Transformation, The Way of Knowing. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know how cold it's gonna be next week. Unless I get gloves or something. No problem, bro. No problem. Oh. All right, so with that, guys, I will see you later. If not tonight, then tomorrow. I have a fire video to bring out. So that's it, guys. May peace be with you.